Okay, so chapter 8 talking about ownership. So, ownership is when somebody has to contribute to a product in order for it to function. And this gives people like a sense of pride and creates more value for the consumer because they played a part in the end product. So, the two things that were brought up in the text were the IKEA furniture, where people had to put their furniture together, and then they're more likely to keep it and buy stuff because they contributed to making it. And studies shown that people find more value because they invested all this time into it. And then the other one was the cake mix, where people had to just add their own eggs into it, and this even created like a sense of ownership for people because they had to provide something that like wasn't provided with the kit in order to do it, and this drove sales way up. So kind of the three components of ownership is one, autonomy. So the person's got to self-determine what they're doing and feel like they're in full control. The second one is personal relevance, so there needs to be a connection between the product and the person. So they have to provide something. So just like the cake mix, they got to provide their own eggs, and this gives some personal relevance. And then the last is the cognitive dissonance. So there's got to be a disparity in thoughts and action. So it's like, okay, I've supplied something to this final project. Therefore, I put more time into it. Therefore, I'm more invested. So, because they've added something of that they find valuable to the product, they become more invested and feel more invested because they change their thoughts and feelings because they perform this action. So, kind of a product that just like instantly came to mind when I thought about this is like Legos. Is like you have to, for the autonomy portion, you have to choose to buy the product and devote the time to put it together. So this gives you the feeling that like you're doing this all on your free will. And then as far as the relevance, that's like all the time you put into the set. It often takes like many hours to put these together. So that plays a big factor. And then the last for cognitive dissonance is like, even if somebody's not like a huge fan of a Lego product, the fact that they have to put so much time and effort and thought into putting it together, this makes them feel invested in the product and proud of the product. So therefore, even if they didn't like it in the first place, they're bound to change their feelings on the product because of the time they put into it. And then just a interesting way that we might be able to use this with our client is kind of play on the custom aspect portion of it and provide like an insight area where people can customize stuff and spend some time kind of fiddling around with that kind of stuff. And this might make people feel a little bit more invested, like about things they've created, and might make them a little more apt to purchase said things rather than just like them having to come with a base idea already and bring it into the store and be like, I want this on a shirt. If they were able to like upload pictures, or like if there was already some like pre-made designs in there that they could put on t-shirts, hoodies, or hats or whatever, that they could just fiddle around with and change colors and all this fun stuff, it might make them a little more apt to buy because it's something that maybe wasn't at the forefront of their mind. So yeah.